5, right?
Yep.
Well, the meeting.
5 exactly.
All right, we're all here, so there's no reason to go further with that. I need a motion to approve the
I approve.
June 15th
I'll second.
meeting, okay? We need your signature on one of these, and we'll give it to.
Or your pen.
You're like the gross regular tree lot, ivory tree lot. No, you're just that fast.
Yep. Okay, make sure it goes in the book.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
All right, next on the agenda, Dennis and I took a ride a couple of weeks ago and went to the various locations for new trees and trying to match species with locations. And Dennis was kind enough to put a little bit more work into it, I believe, and get with Dogwood Hills, because there were some areas that we thought we could change trees, so we're looking for your update on that.
Yeah, I did get a hold of Jordan, a great guy, as you well know. Good communication, gets back with you right away.
Jordan is a good dude.
He is a good dude and busy as hell, but still a good dude. I talked to him, my basic thing was, we have a maximum 15-foot height in some places where we have wires all over. I said, is there a good street tree that we can keep? We'd have to keep it at 12. You get any closer than that with NIPSCO, and they're gonna come in with their tomahawks, and he said no. So we can go another route if you want, it just won't be with Dogwood Hills, and this is pretty iffy. It's doable. If we want something there to look nice, we may have to go, I mean, there's a subset of things that they call either really small trees or large shrubs, and that same species can count as either. And we may have to go to something that Dogwood Hills doesn't do. If you want to keep it at 10 or 12 feet, there are things out there that are
You
beautiful.
can't just do like dwarf, something dwarf?
Well, that's what I asked him, and he said, as far as something for a street, that's tough. And I also talked with, street department, and got a hold of Bob, and you and I talked about it. He said they may be salting. He said, don't count on a place with a salt intolerant tree, he said, because depending on the weather, it may get salt splash. Some things are really, really sensitive. It's not them putting their salt down, because I'm guessing, knowing Bob and the boys, they're pretty efficient in not throwing salt up on a sidewalk.
Yeah,
It's the splashing
Yeah.
that goes
Cars.
by, cars going by, and you get too much salt in the ground, and that's killer for some things. You add that with the 15-foot height, and we may have to go to something else that won't be Dogwood Hills, but if we have a spot that we really want something, I mean, we aren't tied to if Dogwood Hills doesn't have it, that doesn't mean we don't have an exclusive contract with them. It may be something we have to do ourselves. The nice thing, if you put something in smaller there, you can do it yourself because it's small. That's up to this committee.
Well, the only thing I would add to that is Dogwood's not going to come down here for 5 trees.
No.
So if we want to use their stock and their expertise in planting, we got to give them, I would think, at least 15, 16 trees
At least
to,
10 to
Yeah.
12. I mean,
And we
to make it
had
worth their while.
17
I
and
mean,
19.
they will come down for less. I only know that because they've done it for me. So, I mean, they will, but then is it mathematically worth it to us? So that's too, you know what I mean?
So you're counting it besides the 17 to 20 that you and I found?
Well, no, originally it was 17, and then I said, since you had one
Yeah.
issue in the park, and then you said, we'll take something off that 17 and use that park tree for 17.
Okay.
So that was, did you ask him about the honey locust?
Yeah.
They have a million.
Yeah.
They have honey locusts, but of course they're way too big, but we can sell them anywhere we
No,
want.
that's for the park though.
Oh, for the park, yeah.
Mark, well, we're on that topic. That tree needs to be removed out of there.
Oh, yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, and it's fairly good size. Is that the?
I don't know how big, I don't know if it's that big.
Do we add it to the, sorry, Dennis.
No.
Do we add it to the RFP?
I mean, I actually thought you guys,
We can
is
back
it
it
still
out.
dead out there? I mean, I thought
Yeah.
you guys got rid of it a long time ago.
Let me talk to Bob. I'll check with Bob about the park tree.
it should
Go
have
ahead,
been a long
guys.
time ago, honey.
There's two trees along the parkway in the park that need to be removed.
I mean, this is not,
Yeah,
this is, Bob can handle this.
yeah, that's, John, I have 21 or 2 trees down on our
Oh,
final
we're done with
count.
that.
That
Yeah, that's,
included
I
that,
don't think that's there anymore.
No, I don't either.
on
But that means there's a rock
Lakeview,
there with a
that
tribute
woman
and
that
no
we
tree.
said we give her to the care.
Yeah, I know, it's the right thing to do.
Oh, no, fine.
There was 17 to start with.
Right, and so we have plenty of business for Dogwood Hills, we just don't have anything to go for the real short.
What about that Nagel house? Is that one of the ones that you would need a dwarf tree?
Which one, I'm sorry?
Nagel on 440? That's the
No.
one. That's the one with the sprinklers around it, and then there's wires above it.
440, oh yeah, that one, we take 2 away from that, we're still at 19.
No, I mean,
Yeah, that one is the one where,
they would need dwarf trees.
that was the one that we had a 15-foot max on, so unless we do something ourselves, and I do this all the time, so to plant 2 shrubs, is no big deal, I can do that myself. If we ever want to put something somewhere where we have to worry about wires and Dogwood Hills can't accommodate, we'll just do it.
The problem with shrubs though, we don't want to put them.
Well, we have to be careful with.
Sightline.
Sightline, but when they first start out, they're so small that there is no sightline problem because they're not very wide.
No, but
And
it's-
eventually, if they
it's
get 10 or
eventually
12
that I
feet-
worry about.
Because we have some service berries in town.
Yeah, those are small.
Those are small, but they still get too big, but the service berries are still shrubs and we still have them and we don't, there's
They're
one
destroyed.
on College Avenue about a block east of me. There's a service berry, for example, it's in our spot, one of our spots, and it's not pruned up, it's just not that big, and they're not so dense you can't see through them or around them. So,
So all the flowering ornamentals he has, he's worried that none of them, they're not
yeah, he just.
hardy enough, basically?
Well, that hardy enough, and salt intolerant enough. My thing for salt intolerance is that ivory silk lilac that only gets 20 feet tall. It's really terrifically salt intolerant, but that's still way too tall.
What about all the crab apples? They don't get that tall. Some of them. You know,
Yeah, they're still, I don't know any, unless we go to a weeping variety of something, and the weeping
Then the
varieties
sightline problem.
hang down and you have the sightline problem. So there's only that one spot I think we found, John, according to what I have in my notes, the
They've got so many
440
crab.
state.
I'm looking at all their crab apples. There's a lot.
And we have to be careful of the crabs because some of them are so damn disease racked with, and fungus and disease and crap.
What about something like this? Little twist cherry, a dwarf cherry tree that's zigzagging,
I don't know if they.
8 foot by 8 foot. That might be too small.
Well, yeah, there you go again with the shrub. Now, some of the stuff we
That's
planted,
a tree.
yeah, it is a tree, but whether you call it a tree or shrub, if it's short enough for the wires and we can prune it in such a way that we still have decent sight line, we can still do it. It might not be a perfect 8 foot everywhere, but since we're talking about something that doesn't get that wide anyway.
What do you think that would need Nagel's approval to put something like that in there?
Well, we'd have to ask them if they don't,
These are gorgeous. We should ask
it's
them how much
sort of
these are.
semantics in a way, whether it's a tree or shrub, it's how big is it gonna get and what do we do it?
A little twist cherry.
Oh, yeah, that looks nice.
Those are cute. Those are adorable.
Right.
And I like, let's be honest, we lose our leaves, so I like trees that have winter interest. that
Yeah, I
have
do too,
some-
and we get some bark or twisty or something.
Yeah,
cool.
I wonder what these cost. I mean, I feel like this is probably an expensive
Is
tree.
that Dogwood?
Dogwood, yeah, I'm on Dogwood
Can I
Hills
see that?
website, yeah.
Of course, okay, maybe.
But maybe he didn't tell you about them because they
See,
don't have
that's
them.
probably about 4 foot there, but you're looking, it's not that wide, so are we bothered by a sight line of something that's that small?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
We
don't-
can manage sightline too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Mess
put
with-
a pretty cherry tree in someone's, in front of their house, I think they're gonna like that.
We'll have
I
to
would
tell them,
appreciate
this is all we can do for you if you don't want something like
I
this.
think he'd be happy with that.
I would think so
that. You
too.
should ask them. Oh, but maybe this tree, I mean, it doesn't tell me here, maybe it's fragile, and maybe it's
It
not
could have
right to
some
put it in
problems
the.
with salt tolerance or
Yeah.
disease, because some of the apples, crab apples are horrible that way.
What's the name of that again?
That's a cherry, it's called a, just went back, it's a Little Twist Cherry. Now I have one of these. This is a pink, mine's white, but a Cascade Cherry.
That
Those-
that's weeping though, isn't it?
It's weeping, yeah, you
Yeah.
saw it at my
Yeah.
house. It tops at 12 feet.
Right. But the weeping.
But it'll weep to the ground.
Yeah, weep to the ground makes it more, you take away that weeping by cutting it for sightline, you kind of ruin the look of it. in a way.
It starts to look like.
Yeah, it looks like a bad Beatles haircut.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like, so,
you're right.
Well, we got a couple of issues as far as what you're bringing up with the salt and then the height and all that stuff. We need to focus in on finalizing a list of species, and then I'm okay with 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
But we also have to regard our pruning situation in the fall, and then Bob's situation with tree removal.
Yeah, I've got a list of removal ready to go. Let me ask you, gentlemen, do you want me to put pruning on this? I've got 2 trees right now on the pruning list.
you're talking about just something that our man from Plymouth could do if we.
What I'm gonna do is I'm getting an RFP out. We're gonna get a quote, RFQ. We're gonna get quotes on the tree removal this year.
Mhm.
We're gonna move on that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 200 Slate Street, I sent it to you. 505 East Lake Shore, 423 College Avenue, 304 Lake Street. So I've got about 6 trees, 2 by the park, on the parkway. So I've got 8 trees in total right now.
And these are total kind of removals or big time limbs.
Yeah, those are removals.
Those are all
You know, the
No, those are removals.
The one thing about our pruning, this guy likes to prune in the wintertime because that's really the best, safest and everything else. Some oaks, for example, you prune them in the wrong time of year, they bleed sap and then they get insects and disease that kills them.
Well, I
So-
think I've got 2 big pruning jobs. So
Okay.
these aren't just, these aren't haircuts.
Okay,
These are actual pretty good size.
Big dead things up. high.
211 South Ohio, and then 211 Lake, or 221 Lake Street.
okay, so this is for more of a big time, like the removal people do that.
That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
I've
so
got one
branch doesn't
stump.
land on someone.
Yeah,
That's it. I've got one stump, and that's 404. That's at 404 East Lake Shore.
you know, the nice thing about having our pruner, our professional guy come up and do the whole town line of sight, things that are dead and rubbing, he will come up in the winter, which puts us into next year's budget.
Well, we can do that, or let me see what I got in terms of quotes. I'm gonna go with that list.
I think we just separate though. I think that's what you're kind
Yeah.
of both saying.
Yeah.
Separate the,
It is. What
the
I'm saying.
dangerous ones.
I'm taking the 2, and let's keep this list thin. Because I think this is it for Bob. I'll run it by him one more time, but we did this together. I don't think there's anything else you gentlemen had. So I'm gonna go with this as my list. And then we'll get the quotes, come back. What do you estimate for your tree order?
Well, we do have
We were
prices.
for the 17, we had 9,000.
Yeah,
If we go to 20, you gotta figure
or
probably
10.
Probably 10, 10.5.
That twist cherry tree, by the way, is very tolerant, but I don't know how much they are. Maybe they're outrageous.
This is a thinner list than we had last year. This is a much thinner list. I can't imagine this list being over 10.
Yeah,
Well, you got
10
the
to
two-
12.
You
yeah.
got the 2 big ones here. You got 505 Lakeshore,
Yeah, that's gonna be an expensive puppy.
442 Forest Place.
Yeah,
Those 2 are probably gonna amount to about 5,
yeah,
just those 2.
I know.
So that's half of the budget, is just those 2 guys.
Well, no.
It's a third of
That's a
it.
third of the budget.
Well, I mean, of the 10 grand that you're thinking of,
Yeah,
half of it or so is those 2 big ones. Well,
let me roll with it and see
Okay.
what I got.
and then we'll worry about our pruner guy some other time, because this is the money we have to spend, and he can come next
No,
year.
if we have 15, Bob has 15, and we're looking at 10 for ourselves.
We could still,
We got room, a little bit to move, and Bob may be at 10, he may be at 11.
Yeah, who knows?
So if we can put that together and still have 5 or 6 left over.
And that's my point. If we got 13 in removal and we've got 2 grand left over, this is tree commission money.
right.
And I want to emphasize that, yes, Bob does the removal portion of it maybe, but it's not Bob's, if we got $3,000 left over from removal because we went lighter this year, then we put it in towards pruning. I don't want to see money left in the kitty.
No,
you
We got $30,000 to spend. If we can get an extra tree or two or some pruning done, we are going to spend $30,000 on trees. And it's combined cooperation between us, right? And that's the key.
Well, what we need to know, how many, if we go with some honey locust, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a little bit more expensive to the list. So we need to refine that list and give Dogwood Hill something they can work with.
Right.
Because they're gonna have to give us a contract.
so if we end up with 20, 21 trees and we have some money left over after everything, we want to spend it, I don't think we'd have a hard time finding a couple more spots in town for trees to add to it, to spend it right down to the nubs.
Yeah, and you also need, you were talking about maybe a stockpile of mulch.
Yeah, there's still a big stockpile of mulch now, a new one over the water tower, I think.
There is.
in use. Okay.
So we need to get our quotes together. I'm gonna get the quote. It's gonna take me just a little bit to get this quote. We got till fall in the planning, but we want to get these quotes together by, I wouldn't want to go past August. I'm
Sooner
about
the
midweek
better,
August.
so we can dibs the trees at
That's
Dogwood Hill.
100%. That's right.
So we can get dibs on what we want. How are you guys on, we have our list here, we have black gum tree, which is kind of cool in a way.
I like them.
Yeah, I do too. We don't have very many big trees.
Is that the
going out.
tupelo though? Are there variations of that? I like the
Yeah.
tupelo. I like the shape.
So because of the salt problems, we only have 5 or 6 big trees going out. That would be black gum and thornless honey locust. Because
And
we have we have some small, medium-sized trees.
I mean, it sounds like we don't have a budget problem, but honey locust, the thing you could always do is get smaller ones because
Yeah.
they grow so fast.
Right, and they're tough as hell.
They
And
are.
so are the black gums.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up, I can't remember salt tolerance on every tree in the world, but I think they're pretty good. I don't think anything beats the ivory silk lilac or the thornless honey locust, but, so you're okay with, if we only have 6 big trees, half black gum, half thornless honey locust,
I think so.
and we have a little variety.
We're not gonna go around, I mean, the honey locust, I've been beating that horse for a while, but
Yeah.
the small leaves, I mean, there's no
Yeah.
cleanup.
They blow away.
They vanish.
As far as locations, we got 3 or 4 spots on the south side, and the rest of them, I'm sorry, on 3 or 4 spots on the north side of town, and the rest of them are on the south side of town. And they're kind of grouped together, so.
So that's good, that's great.
In terms of the budget, what I'm hearing is, let's say, with the big trees, John, and everything, I think we should come on the backside of what we proposed on your planting so far, and what I'm proposing for removable stump and everything. I would suggest we'll have at least $5,000 left.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably good, pretty good bet.
And if we're talking what we're talking about, what Dennis said about winter pruning,
Yeah. Depending on how much pruning we want
well,
done.
and
I mean, he could even do that like early November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure we
Well,
can.
he might start, he likes December
October.
through March.
Oh, really, December? Okay.
But, he maybe talked into it, I don't know.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff, I just listen to the guy.
I mean, no matter,
I mean, we,
opposite of what you said, I think we want to do it this year,
If
and
we
not
could-
mess with next year.
Those are estimates, but we'll tighten those up. You get your quote, Dennis, and I'll
Okay.
get mine,
all right.
and we'll see where we're at. And
Yeah, what do we even charge to make them all perfect? Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, what if that number is 5K and we hold
Well,
that
and
back?
here's the thing, we could start with whatever we have left over, we could bring in, get it started, and as the year flips into the new budget in January, we can replenish that, prioritize some pruning there, and then shape our planting and removal. We're getting to a pretty good place on the removal. We hit it hard last year. And so there are some blank spots too that I want to consider. We're going to create some more blank spots. I wonder what we put in. We got to put something back around that pine area that we're taking. God, that thing is so out of place on Lake Shore. It's so glad to know. I would pay $8,000 to get the damn thing down. I mean, I love pine trees. I got nothing against that tree, but it's also causing home damage apparently.
You all had fathers. Did your fathers teach you like mine, that my father said, don't be afraid to ask, but no means no. So here goes, and I can simultaneous eye roll is fine. I have no ego left because I was married so long. So here goes. I'm just thinking of if we have a little bit of extra money. Just a second, I'm gonna take my tooth out so I don't swallow it. I know we have
Hell's
this.
the lead in, Dennis, get to the point.
I know I'm beating around the bush or tree, depending on what size you're thinking of here. I know the 100 tree thing is the grant, and they're supposed to replace and replace and replace. Just a thought. First of all, another thought would be on School Street across from the elementary school.
Yes.
That long thing there that's about 15 foot, if we could ever do that, that would really fill in School Street and make it really beautiful, because there's nothing on that east side.
First point.
That's one point. The other point is, let's cross the street from the east side. Let's go to the west side. What if we had a little bit of money left over? Just a thought. What about a couple of places that were, first of all, there is a place at the schools, a whole strip that's a beautiful spot that for some reason never got anything put there. That's because we had to go through hell just to get what we did. So there's a whole huge strip there. What if we had some money left over and we did a couple that are closer to the street than they are to school, but are still officially on school property?
They think we're picking on them, putting this many trees in. Their lawn people are about ready to.
Well,
That's why you put honey locust there.
That's
They-
exactly
They
right.
don't hurt anything. Their
Right.
leaves are
what
non-issue.
if, yeah, and you know what, I think in that spot, I did have honey locust.
Yeah.
And there's a whole strip that nothing got marked by our people downstate.
You're talking about by that fence, by the black fence?
Okay, there's a whole strip that got no marks, no flags, no attention, and yet, I think it's on the school, it's on, oh God, okay, I'm trying to look now. That would be at the high school.
School and college.
Yeah,
academy.
high school, north of college, at the high school.
So between school and academy, or between college and academy?
I'd have to go back with my bike, but it's too hot, don't make.
I
anyway,
thought you were thinking here, college and school, right along this.
Oh God, I'm horrible
Here's that fence.
with maps.
But this is the stretch I always thought.
When
you
we
were
leave
talking
here, I'll go there, but there was a whole strip that got nothing, no marks, no attention.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a waste, because it would fill in, if we had a little bit of money.
And
on
there's
that stretch.
opportunity too, Dennis, between school and Slade on
Yeah.
college. Running that black
Yeah,
fence.
but this is on.
Yeah, between the black fence and School Street.
Yeah.
That
100%.
whole strip.
I know.
Because then that would also give a little shade
Be
to the
careful though,
play
because
area.
that's an area that might be in play for a CYC building or something.
Okay,
So this
In
whole
that,
thought,
that field.
maybe.
Got it.
let me go look after our meeting's over, just to make sure my brain is.
That's fine.
With all due respect, I appreciate the comments, but I'm having a hard time, we can't even get this list out.
No,
And we're floating out what if.
I know.
Why don't we stick to what we're trying to do here instead of putting more work and more effort into something that might happen?
well, I was just thinking if we have the money and don't want to lose it.
But what we don't know, but
We
to
don't
John's
know.
point, we don't know where we're at yet.
Let's see where we're at.
Let's secure, sorry, John.
It was just a what if we had money left over and it's just, you know.
Appreciate it.
I guess I took it as you're contacting Dogwood Hills and you ask them, how much to add? We gotta figure out how many would fit there.
Right.
4 more honey locusts.
Yeah, we need to know what they're gonna charge us for
Yeah.
what we're
A
doing.
revised quote.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And
you
we're
got
gonna ask about those
Do
chairs.
you have 7, right now, sorry, John, so I get my list. You've got 17 on the list that are firm.
21 he's got.
Well, but 17 that are firm, 4 you gotta check into that are dwarfed or in small locations. Locations that require small, low-profile trees. Is
I've
that
got
correct?
19, I've got 19 without those 2 that are too low.
Okay, so I got 19 that are sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 that need to be profiled correctly because they're low, you gotta have a low frame. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2 question marks, checking into what we can get for the profile of the tree. That'll give you 21, you're gonna get a price on those. Get the quote.
So ask them for those 2, if they could do
Okay,
twist
we need-
cherry
we
trumpets.
need that quote
And how
for that.
much are all of that?
We need the quote for the August meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so a quote for the August meeting. Everything else that you talked about, love you, doesn't matter, to John's
Right.
point. The second thing I need to provide is the list for the stump removal, the 2 trees on the prune, and the 8 trees that I have for removal. I'll get that quote, but the deadline for that RFP, effective date, and I gotta change that. Sometimes I gotta get my head out of my hands. Sorry, I'm on recording.
John, do you want me to call Jordan with our final list that we have here of the 21, or do you want to do it and see what they're
Okay,
going
we
to?
need to put those species with those addresses.
Right, but I mean, what would they charge us for this, no matter where they're going? What's their total out-of-door cost?
Go ahead and call Jordan.
Okay,
You've been dealing with them, and you know your tree species better than I do, so you might be able to inject some kind of, something that I wouldn't be able to.
okay.
Okay, I've got it. Please submit deadline August 7th. I have this thing closing on August 7th, so I need to get it out there, but this is easy because it's not a proposal, it's not sealed bids. I throw quotes, we throw 3 companies, 4 companies quotes, we get them right back. They go in, they look at it, we take them through it, and so by August 7th, by our next meeting, I'll have the quotes for what we've got. You'll have your quotes, I hope. We'll put those numbers together, then we gotta get that work done.
Okay.
And then, on the back side of it, we can decide between more trees, maintenance material, mulch, whatever it is, or hell equipment, right? Or pruning, whatever that, but let's get to the back side of this thing and see what we got left.
We'll know what kind of money we got to work with.
By the way, if it makes you guys feel any better, that no thing was also the same thing my dates all said. So it doesn't matter.
Careful, you're being recorded.
So,
All right,
no problem.
all right.
So we want to set a meeting date for August?
We can if you would, sir.
Around the 15th?
I'm always tentative. Like I get tripped up. Let's see where I'm at.
Everybody okay with the time, 5 o'clock?
I am definitely okay with the time. This is.
So 15th is a Saturday, so you want to go the following week or the previous?
Let's go to, you should have that information by the 7th, you said.
I'll have the information by August, where am I at? 7th, which is a Friday. We could do, can Wednesday the 12th work for people?
Works for me.
Works for me.
Okay, thank you guys.
Wednesday the 12th.
Yeah, then we could get that information to Dogwood and,
5 PM, you said, right?
yeah.
You got me nervous. I had a meeting yesterday at 4:30. I'm like, uh-oh, is the meeting at 4:30? Crossing meetings here?
I gotta tell you, man, I've had so many meetings in the last few days. It's unbelievable. I'll survive, trust me, but it feels like, thank God for Outlook.
Well, if anything, ours is a little bit more.
Yours a heck, you're my most fun meeting I have. I swear, guys, you're my friends. No. That plan commission work session last night, I thought I was gonna pull. I got 3 years left, John. I wasted them on that meeting. All right, guys.
So our plan going forward is what we just suggested, so I think unless we have anything more to add to it.
I'd like to update you again. I talked to John. Davies called, they're coming up the water this week. They've been pleased with where we're at. I put them on the maples. I'm still worried about them. I need proof of life. And I also told them sooner than later. I'd rather see them sooner. And John had a great point. Fall may be a great time to replace them. Davies is on it. They do 4 wellness checks a year. I'm a little worried about some of the trees in the park also with staking, and I think that they need to be secured. They're very susceptible to wind right now. They were smaller stock. Dennis, you're far more versed in it than I am, but I walk that park a lot and I see it. So I'm gonna ask Davies to come and clean that up. I haven't been pleased with them, but I think that I'm a little worried about some of those maples. They just, the bulb cypress are thriving.
Yeah, they are, even the one that went.
Which is crazy, because they want water.
Yeah.
And they're not getting.
Well, that low ground where we put them, I think was.
So is it wet there? Okay,
It's
great.
pretty wet.
Perfect, that's
Yep.
great. I didn't know
With the Davies people, they already know this, but I'm hoping they stay away from that guy who gave us the sugar maples that didn't have a big enough root ball. 10 foot tall and a root ball this big. They should have said no. So can they go somewhere else or get on?
Yeah,
I want to have it so that if they bring the same crap, that Davey can say, take them back. They're not-
yeah, and I think with
That
the,
one's Woody's.
I think there's a couple things that, and the advantage of the replacement stock, Dennis, is that you were talking about smaller quantity,
Mhm.
more confined, and allows for better attention to
Yeah.
detail. So let's hope so. I can communicate that when we
Okay.
speak, okay?
Better to have a,
I would like you to be able to meet with them at least one more time before the year.
I'd love to, if I know when they're coming.
I will. I'll try to arrange that, Dennis. I'll find out more information, but that's where we're at.
You two get together on what you want over in the park position, for your friend to get
Yeah,
in place?
Yeah,
So you can show him the location?
yeah, I wouldn't mind going over there physically and standing there and looking at what's
Do you
around.
want to do it right after the meeting?
Yeah,
We can just.
Let's go do
pop
it.
right over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's go.
that would.
And on the
that'd be a
way,
better
on the
idea.
way, I'll
Let's
leave
go
you
right now.
past the school and show you
Yeah,
the spot on the
okay.
truck, and we can get both that done at
Well,
once.
let's go do it right now.
All right.
Absolutely.
So I have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Meeting's over.
All right.
Thank you.
I love our efficiency in this, my God.
Amen to that.
I hate to say it,
Hey, Kevin,
Yes, sir.
Oh,